Welcome back, hunters! I'm the Survivalist, and we have returned for our final episode of Hunt the Island in Ark Survival Evolved. We're not really going to be going after any new trophies or anything like that after our Titanosaur clash and all the ordeal that we went through there. I think you can actually see our body right there still, or one of them out there. We're basically just going to go over everything we've done for the series, and to start off, we did not, in fact, hunt the full island. Out of a roster of, I think it's 105 to 106 animals I have listed for it, we got pretty close. We were only missing 16 to 17 animals from that full list, so we hunted over 80% of all the species you can find on the main island for Ark Survival Evolved. Now, I didn't include things like the bosses into that list because you don't really hunt those per se, it's more so you just go into an arena and take down a big health tank or a giant HP pool of sorts. So I didn't include the bosses, I didn't include anything like the Overseer, the main boss sort of story thing here, because I didn't really feel like that. I did include like the cave-exclusive species, like the Megalania, Megalosaurus. I didn't actually say we hunted the Megalania because we didn't have a trophy we could bring back, so I left that as is and said that's what we didn't do. But most of the species we didn't get were mainly aquatic ones, like it was the Ammonite, the Anglerfish, the Eurypterid, the Liopleurodon, the Mosasaurus, the Plesiosaur, the Tusoteuthis, and I think there might even be one or two others, but more than half of what we're missing, I think, were all aquatic creatures that you only find on the very perimeters and very deep spots of the map, so unless we were to go scuba diving out behind Herbie Island here, we wouldn't really encounter them any other way. When it came to the cave species, the ones we're missing are the Arthropluera, the Megalania, and the Megalosaurus. We did see the Megalania, but because of the harvest settings for the tames and such, we actually didn't quite get a trophy there. And then a few of the overworld species we missed were the Ovis and Procoptodon. It does say giant bees are on this map. We found the hives, but I could never get any of them to spawn, so I don't know what was up with that. As well as the Giganotosaurus and a unicorn. So again, some pretty rare ones, or a really titanic thing. Truth be told, I don't know if we'd find the Giga anywhere aside from perhaps... I actually don't know if we find a Giga on Survival Evolved, or it'd have to be Ascended. Or it'd be like only on the Death Island, way in the northeast corner there. But yeah, we didn't miss that many. I'm going to try to have all the species that were both hunted and we missed all in the video description so you guys can see the full what we did get, what we didn't get. But we're going to go for a last check around the lodge, because I have finished it of sorts. We've gotten the last trophies all in place, the hall is sealed up. I don't think I'll be coming back to hunt the island for a series in the future. Like, because of how Ark is, with it being a grindbox style of game, you need to have a lot of time to go after and amass all the resources you need. I still think if obsidian was found in other spots in the overworld, I could have gotten more polymer more easily and possibly tried getting some other things, but as it stands, I'm at a fair spot where I've gotten enough accomplished that I can say, you know what, if I do end off with not getting these, it doesn't bother me that much. I think Ark is still a fantastic game in concept, but it has some flaws in execution. But we're going to start our little tour of the lodge with going to pay our respects to our full hunting band we have lost. Now, these are all mostly the named ones. There are, like, again, some unnamed Megalodons and such that we lost along the way. But we have a new addition. Would have had two, except some Ark being stupid kind of happened. So yeah, Cobalt was our first one we lost, killed by a beaver pretty early on. The three Mosasaurus. Well, Baja Blast, again, it got stuck and couldn't even turn around and try to fight back. And I think it was a manta attacking it. It is weird how you have the anti-player bias for some species. Like, as we saw last week, piranhas will come and attack your megalodons. How and why? If they don't attack them in the wild, why do they just have this hate against the player? It's just a bit absurd for, like, how some things operate. And then these guys, yeah, they were taken down by that alpha megalodon just over here after we'd taken out the alpha elite sichthies. That one I can kind of see in alpha megalodon. Alphas are... I guess I'll try to avoid the cursing because it is still early in the video. But they are pretty annoying things to deal with, and they will just slaughter a lot of your stuff indiscriminately. So that was that. Then we come up around here. Our poor Microraptor, unnamed. That was because I decided to go after that one Therizinosaurus, and it just wipe the floor with us. They are still a very dangerous creature to deal with. Jack and Jill and Lord Lady. Again, I think alphas were our biggest enemy for how many of our things were lost, because that was 6 total were lost to an alpha species. I feel like the alphas should be more confined into only certain spots, and like maybe they're guards or protecting things. That way it feels like they're at least like a little more rewarding to take out or deal with than just like they are on the map. And then we have Carrier and Fearless's tombstone here. I wanted to have Carrier with their own little taxidermy base, but when I went sailing back to try to get the remains, I did see it in the distance, but then a pack of raptors came up and ate it. So yeah, I didn't even get to be able to pay respects properly, so I put in Carrier and Fearless, who fell against the Titanosaur in that hunt last episode, into a mixed grave here. And there he is there. So overall, we did lose a fair few. I didn't build up too many, but they were all helpful in their own regards. And I do wish I could have done better by a few of them. Like, the one that hurts the most is definitely Jack, Jill, and Lord Lady. They were such a nice band that we had to go for such a far distance in the game, too. Like, to go all the way from the swamp, through the redwoods, up towards the volcano area, and back, all alive, and then even take them up to the Arctic. I wish I could have done better by them, but Ark will be Ark. So yeah, that is the graveyard, the cemetery of our hunting band. They'll all rest in peace. And we'll take a run back towards the main lodge and go through each wing before we get to the trophy halls. Because we do have I thought it was going to be a bigger centerpiece than it is, but it's just because the taxidermy stand, as much as it's a large and it needs a lot of resources, it doesn't really come out to be a very big thing. Like, yeah, we've got Neon and Tori. They were probably my most versatile of teams, just because of how much I was using them to ferry materials around. Highly recommend using them for stuff like that. We've got the Stego trio that we tamed from just over there. They're all hanging out. Yeah, there's a Titanosaur. I honestly thought we would have had a bigger trophy stand than this. Like, this is the biggest you can get, and it still feels kind of small and lacking. But that is Titan, the Titanosaur. He even gave it a little nameplate down there. And it does kind of bring the lodge a little bit together for, like, the big centerpiece in the middle. Mina, our miner, Hoppy, Copper, and the Otter. All of them managed to stay alive pretty well. Just a few random things I labeled here, like material storage. Since we didn't have the storage box, we were kind of doing, like, the little loops around here with Neon and Tori. That'll be fine there. Yeah, let's head into the main lodge and go over some stuff. As we got... might as well light the fires we're going on out. Main lodge, Giganotosaurus, a few horrible paintings around, just some random stuff. Our artifact of the hunter, to say we do have something that certifies our hunting ability. And yeah, if there was more furnishings, I would have probably tried to do them or add them, but I don't think there's really all that much for the game. I know mods and such, you can add all kinds of things, and to be honest, if I were to do another Ark Hunt series, I'd probably have to look at either doing like a conversion mod or modding it up to a higher degree, because I still feel like Ark could use something more like, say, how some other games, like I mentioned Skyrim. Another idea I have for next like Hunt series is actually Conan Exiles, where I think with that one you have a lot more material tiers, so you can actually like curve yourself up in power with the gear. And I'm kind of debating on if I want to do like a Hunt the Exiled Land series. I'm going to hold off for a little bit, do a different series to kind of break up from all the hunting we've done, but that one's in the back burner of one I'd like to try. I don't know if I'll have a lot of people interested in that too, but we'll see. Yeah, we've got our personal wing and workshop of sorts where everything was used. We went through a crap ton of the metal ingots that we had stored up in the vault from here. Like, it's completely empty with everything we put together. Yeah, you know, just for sake of things, I'll throw all this in here. Yeah, all that there. That just opens out to those. So I think all we really have left to check now is the trophy wings. And we'll start with the small game hall, because this one actually... I probably had to make it actually bigger, because there would be more species that could fit in here. We got a fair amassment of everybody. So yeah, we're probably going to go... see if I can try to... Yeah, it's even a little tight to try walking around here properly, but... I'll probably go a little slow, that way you guys can see everything. Yeah, turn the HUD off, so that way there's no text in the way, but we've got... the snail, the compy, Dimorphodon, little Hesperornis, I believe it was, the leech, Meganeura, Megapithecus. Right, that's a Microraptor, and then that's the Archaeopteryx over there. Our poor Diplodocus. I wanted to bring you back and use you more underwater, but Friendly Fire was what took it out. I actually wanted to name it Friendly Fire with a sign, but Ark Survival Evolved has a structure limit. You can only have like 150 of the same type of structure within proximity of each other, so I didn't even actually get to name the full trophy hall and all of the floors there. But then the Oviraptor, the Pegamastix, Titanodromia or something like that, I think. It's basically like the bugs that you find. Dung Beetle, Penguin, Archaeopteryx, Dodo, Trilobite, and then a little convoy of our favorite tames. Hoppy, Copper, and the Otter. I still never came up with a name for the Otter, but I guess it didn't matter too much since we just brought it back to the safety here. And now we can start into the main trophy hall. Where, yeah, we've seen all these before, like with Ankylosaurus, the Stegos, the Pelagornis there, the Bronto. Yeah, see, I still feel like there could be a giant taxidermy base that'd be larger, because, like, that's a small, that's medium, that's large. It feels like you could go bigger with stuff. But we had a fair mix, and, a fair variety of some of the textures for some of the things we took down. Like, some of them, the Caprosuchus, the Titanoboa, really weird and out there, but then you have things like the Castroides, the Sarcos, and things that had a little bit more ground for their color palettes. But we did take down a fair bit in our stay on the island. Now, it wasn't like we're going to tame everything, because, good God, I do not have the time or patience to try to both do that and also make sure they can, like, be brought to safety somewhere. Because, like, as we saw with swimming with the Megalodons, even the jellyfish go after your tames. But yeah, Crapper, the Clicotherium, Blind, the Tapejara. I do wish I could have gotten, like, the largest of each sort of, like, biome species. Like, we got the Titanosaur, which I think is the largest terrestrial animal. If we could have gotten the Quetzal and the Mosasaur, they probably would have been... Actually, maybe the Leadsichthys would have been the largest aquatic. Probably not the toughest aquatic species, but I think the Mosasaur would probably be, like, the apex aquatic animal. But we might have gotten the largest aquatic and largest terrestrial, thanks to the Titanosaur hunt last episode. But yeah, we've gone through, seen all these off. I won't spend too long keeping them all on screen. But Ark is one of those games where you can almost overlook just how densely packed it is with, like, all the animals until you, like, get to see and go through a slow through of everything. And this was also just for what is on the main island. There's all the other DLC maps and such. Again, I'm probably not going to return to another Ark Hunt series for a long time. I'd have to do a lot of modification or changes or stipulations for how I'd probably approach it. Like, in some ways, Ark was a lot of fun, but there's also a lot of annoyances and grievances that you run into as well. But overall, we saw a fair bit. We went through, I think, at least saw most of the major biomes the map has to offer. We went through the redwoods, we went through the swamps, we were up on the mountains for a little bit. The volcano doesn't have much to it than the obsidian, but we went into there. We did a little bit around the Arctic and such. We did do some deep sea diving, but we didn't go to, like, the very edges and such where more would be, but you need a lot of preparation for that. So we did at least take a little bit of a look at the main things the island has to offer. It's, again, I would probably say with the hunt roster and what we saw, we went through about 80 to 85% completion. So, again, not 100%. I don't have the time or patience for that. But yeah, we at least were able to clear off a fair bit and get quite a few species we could display here. If there's any favorites I have, I do admit the Allosauruses I do like. I wish I could have gotten Lord and Lady a little more leveled and then maybe even had them help with the Titanosaur hunt, because they might have actually survived for a little bit. I know Carrier and Fearless basically got squished in a single attack, but if I could have had a full hunting band, maybe we could have had a little bit better luck thinning down the Titanosaur a bit, but I have no idea how much health that thing ever, like, truly had to itself. But yeah, that's everything for there. Now we get to the last level. Yeah, this is where the signs ran out of fish food, the coelacanth. Then we have the jellyfish, the manta, saber-toothed salmon, piranha, megalodon, ichthyosaur, dunkleosteus. That one I'm kind of surprised we actually did find them where we did. I thought maybe we'd find a little bit more biodiversity just swimming around in general, but it does seem, for a lot more of variety, you've got to go to the really far edges of the map in that for it. So you've deliberately got to go looking for it. And then some things brought over from the Protopost. We got the Watermelon, Carbonemus, the Ichthyornis, the Lavasaur, Metrodon from our Marsh Hunt, and a Parasaur. And back here we got the Pig, the Basilosaurus, and our lead Sichthies. Yeah, the Raft Wreckers. God, to think, we lost 2 full boats, and we could have had, I think, came close to losing a 3rd as well. I am super, super glad, though, when we were facing off the Titanosaur, we did not encounter Elite Sichthies there. There was just an Alpha Megalodon that after we'd gone to Dermis, it tried to kill us. But yeah, again, the only way I could have seen improving through the series was if I did go through and try building more of like the advanced weaponry stuff, like the assault rifles, the fabricated sniper rifle, going really high tech, which it still feels like Ark kind of has that thing where you either really struggle and get killed a lot, or you're overpowered and you smoothly steamroll everything in your wake. It doesn't feel like there's a bit of a middle ground that's like a decent challenge. And I think, again, it could become, like, when you go into, let's see. Like, yeah, when you go through, like, trying to go for all the weapons and such. Like, you go from that to then needing the polymer so much. I feel like Ark kind of screwed itself over a little bit because of how much you needed polymer for so many different recipes. Like, as soon as you hit the fabricator at level, what is it? Level 48? I'd probably say everything from 48 above. Polymer is in, like, almost every recipe, and you have to keep farming it over and over and over. Because every single thing will use it, and it just becomes such a necessity. I think if they would have done kind of like what they did with the, with how Metal or Crystal was, where you had a few overworld locations with it, not a lot, but beyond just the single spot, it would have been a little easier to try keep going and getting more stuff done. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the lodge turned out. I had a fair bit of fun when it came to some of the hunts. Like, the Redwood area I loved a lot. Like, it looked fantastic. Truth be told, what I would like to see happen to Ark is only have things like carnivores and predators go after things when they hit a hunger limit. So that way it feels like they're a little more natural than they just kill everything on sight that they do. At least that way you can kind of argue, okay, well, if this thing's coming after me, I know why it is, not just because it's anti-player bias, it just gets you all killed. I do wonder if I should even... we do have a lot more time than I was thinking for this last episode. I was debating whether I should take the raft and just swing around back and see about trying to go for any other aquatics, but... yeah, what the heck. We've got time to kill. I've got a little bit stockpiled. I just want to repair the raft because I haven't actually fixed it after the Titanosaur took a few beats to it. Because, yeah, it took it down to about half health there. So all I'll do is just get this right back here, probably take out a few things from material storage, clean this up, and then we'll go try around the back and see. I don't even think I have that much durability left in the scuba stuff, do I? A little bit there. I also have to remember to make a chair if I want to go back up. Like, again, that's a prime example of where Ark feels it's flawed in its execution. Okay, take one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. Make one chair. And let me just go see about repairing the raft if we have everything we need for that. Because I don't know if we'll have to worry about any Elite Sichthies off the back end or not. Yeah, that's repairing. We'll just toss the extra materials into here. And then we should be good to see about... like, if there is anything out behind the island that's not too far off to go for. I know I've seen Elite Sichthies to the north, or sorry, no, to the west there. So we'll circle around back and then just go for a little bit of a dive down and see what it's like. I'm truth be told, I could be killed in like a few seconds and such, but I'm not too fussed. I don't think I will return, or have a Lost Hunt series to try to go after the ones I'm missing. With where some of them are located and how it does feel like you need so much, I just can't see really making it worth the time. Like, if Hunt the Island was the only series I was working on for the channel, and I had more free time to really grind out all the stuff, maybe then I would have pushed further. But I like to have at least a little variety of, like, so at least a few different series to do on the channel to help change the palette up a little bit, so I can't really say I would keep steadily working as I was. Yeah, we'll just get back here. And head down for a little bit of a swim and just see what we can come across. Actually, do I have the taxidermy tool on me? Okay, I do. Yeah, I won't need the torch, so we'll put the chair into the 9th slot. Take all that out. And just go start for a little swim down and see what we're looking at here. Again, another thing I think would have been better is to have done, your scuba stuff is, like, into a different thing than your actual armor. Okay, yeah, we got Manta, Megalodon. Actually, probably going to... Yeah, already got him coming in. Okay, dealt with that. God, yeah, you gotta go deep down to, no, trilobite there. No, that actually might be plesiosaurs. Yeah, looks like a couple plesiosaurs out there. Oh, boy. I don't know if anything... Oh, and electric eels. I forgot that was... Yes, I think those are electric eels. Yeah, I forgot that's one of the species that we were missing too, and just like the jellyfish... I think it probably proved to be problematic to try going for any of them, especially because it looks like they're like a schooling species. Ooh. I think we're going to have our chance at a plesiosaur, though. Well, there was one we were able to collect. Oh. I think those are more electric eels over there. I'm surprised how many of them there are out and about. Oh, and... Is there... Okay, I thought that was lightning for a moment, but yeah, okay, so I... How much durability I got? Oh, scoop tank's almost out. But yeah, this is what you have to do to recover stamina, is put a chair down underwater, sit in it long enough, and pop out... Or beyond a mount. It's such a stupid system. But there, at least we got to say we looked at a few other species, and I'm kind of glad I didn't actually try going for anything more, seeing how many electric eels were down there. Because they're like the jellyfish. You can get basically completely pinned by them and not move. So, we'll just do a sail back, add... Maybe we'll even make a medium-sized trophy stand for that. We gotta finish off the series with one last hunt to help. Say we got... if we want to fudge the numbers, we'll say we did hunt the Megalania, and then we got the Plesiosaur. So we'll say we got 85% of Hunt the Island truly hunted. If I were to do more series, I'd probably do stipulations like no cave-exclusive species, and still keep, like, no boss fights or boss creatures either. The ones where it feels like you specifically have one spot you summon in and just a fight like that, they feel like boss fights rather than, like, a hunting thing. But yeah, I'm going to... With Hunt the Island wrapping up today, I'm going to go back to Dredge because the DLC just released for that, so I'm excited to see what that has in store. And I'll see what you guys think if you would be interested in, like, a Hunt the Exiled Lands for Conan Exiles. I'm trying to think of other games that would be fun to do, like a Hunt These series of. Because I'm not sure how many there are that kind of fit into like how Ark is and have a nice variety of enemies or creatures to go after for hunts. It is something where Ark... The biodiversity is so nice, but it's also that it can be a little bugger trying to get it all, too. But yeah, there we go. We'll dock in here. And let's go get this last addition to the trophy hall. So we got one last hunt in to end everything off with. Favorite weapon to use? It probably was the Ascended wooden bow. Like, the crossbow for utility's sake and damage is probably the best one to have had. Okay, no, I'm still missing a fair bit for that, eh? I would need more... Actually, not that much, so let me just quickly gather that. That's another thing is, like, the material weights for, like, some of the items you use in that just can make the game feel really sluggish to get down to. Oh yeah, that should be more than enough thatch that we were missing, but just in case, we'll get a little bit there, and there should be a tree right here. And of course, there's the weight issue. But yeah, having seen the species we did, the only thing I might do a bit differently on another hunt series for Ark would maybe be taming a bit more creatures and to have like a hunting band that truly levels with us rather than the utility of it. But that's kind of the thing with Ark. The animals don't super feel like animals. They almost feel like animatronics that have like dinosaur skins over them. Especially like interaction where it's like holding up the full menu and that to do stuff. Okay, take that. Yeah, craft that. And then we'll go stick these into the hall. Now, I always keep forgetting to empty the inventory out proper of, like, spoiled meat or random crap that just kind of gets tucked up into, like, the top layers there. So, let's see. We'll put this... Oh. Actually, I can't even put it down. We hit the actual structural limit of everything. So, I can't... God dang it. Okay, is there anything I want to take down or... not really, because I don't think I have any actual, like... I'll leave that. I guess I actually hit a perfect point for where the series is stopping off since I can't display anything else here. Well, we got that last hunt in and to show off, like, why the water's dangerous. But yeah, we'll end things off with a nice view of Titan and see if we can get the full, well, most of the lodge in the picture. This is a fairly well-built area. Yeah, this has been, I think, one of the longest series I've done on the channel. 51 episodes. With the length of the episodes, too, it's definitely one of the longest series we've done, but I had my fun with it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it, too. I know it struggled a lot in spots, but overall, we got a fair bit done, and we got a few hunts in. So thank you all very much for joining me on this series of Hunt the Island. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, or suggestions of other hunt series I should try, be sure to leave me in the comments right down below. And until I see you all next series, video, or episode, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.